welcome. We're the Late Show on Radio Black Frog, and today we've got Fat White Family, or at least one of the members of them.
Hello.
Can you give an introduction of yourself?
My name's Saul. I'm in the Fat White Family. That's about it. That's all you need to know, really.
That's all you need to know. That's all right. That's
Okay,
okay.
so this is on their tour at the Oxford Tour Academy, and they've been touring all over the UK. They were in Manchester last night. I think it's Bristol tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Who knows?
What's touring like?
Well, it's all right. I mean, I really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it so much before. I'm enjoying this tour, but I mean, there's certain people in the band find it really difficult.
Yeah.
I think if you get completely wasted every night, it's very hard to just maintain doing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
so take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, it's intense.
So you're touring, you just released your new album in January, Songs for Our Mothers, which is kind of keeping, I think he says you're tackling sex, politics, drugs and death is...
I didn't say that, but
someone
Lewis said that maybe, but yeah, I guess so. Tackling it.
Yeah, I think you have definitely done that with the songs in there. So you've got throughout White Family, you've had Bomb Disneyland, Nagasaki Dust, Mao,
Nagasaki Dust.
Goodbye Goebbels, Lebensraum, Sinful Death Star, We Must Learn to Rise, and Who Shot the Oswald. It's just some of the kind of most politically kind of motivated ones we all know, which are great, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how would you describe the kind of motive behind, what kind of strong kind of political connotations in your songs?
The motive behind it. I mean, it comes completely naturally to us, and not to sound kind of like a pretentious or whatever, but like it's not something that is considered. It just seems to me and to Lewis as well. It seems completely natural. I mean, everything is political.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything. It's just they're just the ideas that we have. They're just the thoughts that we have, and also I think there's humour in the songs as well. They're not we're not totally serious. I mean, we are serious, but we're not completely.
Yeah.
I think to kind of to kind of take the piss, and Lewis likes to kind of say that he likes to revel in his own kind of misery.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate form of protest, according to him.
Is that? Do you not think that's true?
I don't know. No, I don't think that's true. No, it's not the ultimate form of protest, is it?
Okay.
Reveling in your own misery. It's kind of
What is the ultimate form of protest?
probably suicide bombing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Or no, I mean maybe it's
Bullshit.
self-immolation.
Yeah.
I admire people that set themselves on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tunisian
that's-
marketplace type. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. And there's like that Buddhist guy, Tibetan guy.
Yeah.
Didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
So why do you use kind of music as a medium to kind of express these kind of things? Like, do you think it's how
It's
effective?
fun.
Yeah.
Because we can. I don't know. Before we were in the band, we kind of had this little kind of group called Yuppies Up, which was kind of like an anti-gentrification little movement thing that we had in Brixton. So before we were doing it musically, we were kind of trying to do it anyway. But I don't know. Music's just something I've always done. So.
Is your way of accessing that political world, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. I don't think it needs to be accessed. I think it's just. I mean, I don't feel like I need to kind of enter into it. It's just it is there.
Yeah.
I think people are kind of purposefully staying out of it.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Just
Yeah.
I understand people when people say kind of music should be escapist. They want to get away from that kind of stuff. But there does seem to be a shockingly low amount of bands that have anything to say on that.
And you think that's it's important when you've got that access to people to talk about issues and.
Well, yeah, it's like you can. That's a kind of benefit of the fact that our band is doing all right. So we can that we have a little bit of a platform to say what we think. I mean, yeah.
Are you trying to be provocative then? You say
No, we're really not. And I know people find that kind of hard to believe, but we're not trying to be provocative. I mean, most of the songs that we write, and most of what we do, they start as jokes. They start as some kind of like joke between us, and they develop into songs, or develop into whatever like we come out with. So it's all just insular. It's just what we like. It's not really, you know, not constant. You don't think, oh, well, let's try and, you know, piss people off or try and make people think that we're this or that.
Yeah.
It just so happens that people are very conservative. And they seem to find us shocking. I don't think we're really very shocking.
Yeah. Do you think you're shocking not just to that world, but to the music industry? Do you think that is just that almost speaks of how enclosed this music industry is? There's very little variation and...
Yeah, I mean, for a long time the music industry was really not interested in us at all. Yeah. You know, we had like people coming down to our gigs from Rough Trade. You know, they were like, I remember some guy from Domino saying to me, oh, you know, we love your band, but we could never work with you. And then like 2 weeks later they wanted to work with us. Yeah. But so maybe it's not a safe, I don't think we're a safe bet financially. I think there's always, people, you know, there's always the risk that someone might die or
replacements or something.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the music industry, you know, maybe found us a bit, you know, hard to swallow.
Do you worry that like having kind of extreme messages in your music would just kind of like incite more extremes in the kind of broader community? So,
Well, do I worry about the kind of knock-on effect of our stupid ideas? No. No, I don't think so. No,
because of the kind of ironic connotations.
Well, yeah, and also I don't, you know, we're not kind of imploring anyone to go out and we're not saying, you know, go and fucking do this and go and do that. Because it's not like, there's no direct orders or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's not even a kind of direct political message. I mean, completely straight down the middle. So, I mean, I can't imagine what people would be influenced to do.
Because in your last album, in Champagne Holocaust, there's quite a kind of communist message that came across. Now,
but I mean, but that's the thing. It's like it was you know, yes, like I mean, yeah, I consider myself like a kind of socialist, and so do most of the band, or you know, not everyone. But the communist thing that we took on with that first record was more about kind of making a mockery of the kind of ridiculousness of that kind of, you know, gigantic mania.
Why do you kind of make a shift more to kind of fascism then in songs around that?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, it could be drug related. I was really taking like lots of dark drugs, and everything was quite dark.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, they're kind of one of the, you know, they're pretty much the same thing. They meet somewhere, those 2 points, and also it's just something that the fascist thing is something that's it's just a very interesting thing to explore. You know, it's just, I mean, I just can't see why we wouldn't want to explore that.
Yeah, so there's a gap in the market for it all.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do it in the first place.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Do you think? I mean, you talk of the way that the music industry is. It was difficult for you to sort of tap into that. Do you think that actually it's because the music industry is one thing and the music scene is another thing?
Yeah.
Do you think that it needs to be more open? It needs to be more accessible. It needs to be more.
What, the industry?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like the music industry is constantly catching up with the rest of the world. It's like, you know, they always seem to be kind of steps behind it and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just an industry. It's based on capital. It's based on money, and so, you know, really, it's got nothing to do with music. It's really sad, you know, which is why it's.
Do you resent that?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I resent that, and it has, you know, I mean, as time goes by, it becomes more and more divorced from, you know, the soul of what, you know, about kind of, you know, what music is, and it becomes, and that's why it's safer and more boring. So, I mean, yes, it does need to be. I'd like it if it was more kind of took more chances, you know, but it doesn't matter what I think about that. I can't change anything about the music industry.
What do you hope to like achieve through music? Like,
Fuck all, man. I don't care. I don't. I mean, like, you know, I want to. I don't.
fun whilst you're there.
Yeah, I want to have fun, and I just want to. You know, I don't. I don't. I can't. You can't think about. I don't think about it in like a long term. What do I want to achieve out of it? It's not like. I mean, I'm just always gonna do this,
Yeah.
whether anyone's listening or not. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I can't not do it. So the fact that we get to come and play, like, you know, to like some people and stuff is great. So it probably won't last forever, but it's fun.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back a couple of years. Margaret Thatcher's just died.
Oh yeah. Great day.
Yeah. And
We were waiting for that day.
and
long
you've heard the news. There's, I believe it was in Brixton, a funeral party or something.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know,
Uh-huh.
what happened?
Well, Nathan woke me up. And like he was like really like, wake up. She's dead, and I was like, who? Like, what the fuck is
No context.
yeah. Right. And Margaret Thatcher's dead. And we were in East London, and we like went straight down to Brixton to go to the pub where we lived. And a friend of ours was he set fire to a load of scab buses, coaches during the miners' strikes, and he was in prison under Thatcher. And we were with him, and it was really emotional for him. So we made this big sign, "The bitch is dead." And we hung it outside the pub where we lived, and he was just marching up and down the front, just going, "Dead, dead, dead." He was like almost crying. He was so happy about it. I mean, and it was just such a nice day. I mean, it really was just a really
liberated.
It was like, you know, good riddance, man. You know, evil. Really, she's just a horrible person. And like, you know, the main criticism that there seemed to be in the kind of right wing press is that half the people protesting there weren't alive, or, you know, around during the time that Thatcher was in power. But like, you know, I mean, obviously the point is that the effects of Margaret Thatcher have forever changed the political landscape and forever changed the world that we live in. So, I mean, there's no real argument there. I don't get that at all.
I mean, do you think that was the part of the justification for the celebrations as such was the fact that actually it's symbolic more than anything else? Symbolically that we can now.
Well, it is for
move
me,
on
for
from
us,
this.
yeah. Not for my friend. It was personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a personal day for him. Yeah. For us, it was symbolic. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think she justified it by, you know, she justified her own death celebration really by her life.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only justification that you need. Is the fact that she was there. Now she's not. Thank God.
Yeah. Have you attended
Tramp the dirt down. That's what George Galloway said.
Yeah.
Good old
Have you
George.
attended any
George.
other-
Good old George.
Yeah, have you attended any other kind of like street protest movements?
Have I ever attended it?
Yeah.
Yeah, loads.
Do you think that's important?
But that was you know, that was
Yeah,
more
exactly.
spontaneous. It was a party. It was like fucking. It was like carnival. It was like a carnival, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, talking about that actual activism. Do you think that? I mean, there's a rise of what they're calling hashtag activism, where we've got this idea that you are.
Slacktivism.
Yeah, that you sign a petition and that's it done. Do you think that's I mean, or some people might listen to an album and say, yeah, I agree with that, and that's it. And
Well,
think they're an active. Do you think it's important to?
I'd say that I was kind of. I mean, I'm against the snobbery of political activism. I'm not into the snobbery of the left. You know?
Yeah.
It is off-putting. You know, it doesn't serve their own cause.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of that. You know, you're not doing this right. You have to do it this way. This is the way to do it. It's all kind of crap. You know, I mean, if all you can be bothered to do is sign a petition, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think telling people they have to kind of, you know, do this or do that doesn't work. You know, whatever, as long as you're aware, as long as you know, that's the only thing that I think is, you know, people need to just be aware of the reality of things.
So do you encourage political participation then?
Yeah.
Did you vote
Yeah.
in the general election?
No, do you know what I mean? That's not a complete hypocrite.
In that.
I registered to vote, but my my stepmom took me off the. She wasn't registered at her house because of baby. So no, I couldn't vote. But we were in America,
Alright.
and it was really we were really that was really sad actually. I'm not a fan of Ed Miliband. I thought he was going to get in. I mean,
It was an odd day, wasn't it? It was a whatever side of the spectrum you were on. That was an odd day to look at British politics and think
it's a
actually.
sad day, and it was
Overnight.
daunting. You know, oh no, years more of this
Yeah.
So,
hell.
so if you had to identify yourself to a political party, what would that be?
Labour Party, yeah. I mean, you know, like real Labour, you know,
Yeah.
old Labour.
Do you consider what's happened to Labour in the last couple of months? Is that a return, or is that return in the leadership at least, to real Labour? Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think it's going to be a success. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's going to work out, and I don't think Jeremy Corbyn is a good leader. You know, I'm sure, you know, his politics are right on. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he's obviously very nice and very, he's obviously very ethical and moral and blah blah blah. But you know, the game is shit. You know, it's a shit game. You have to have a shit person to play it. I think, you know, you need a bit of a bastard to like, you know, you need someone he's a bit woolly. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit kind of like a cardigan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I hope, I don't know. But yeah, it's a return. It's a return to a better Labour. I mean, it's a return to a Labour Party. You know, New Labour isn't Labour.
Yeah, and I think is that inspiration from a musical sense? Is that a good place for inspiration? That the way that perhaps he's come in and he's been rejected, and like you say, he's not the right person. There doesn't seem to be an alternative, and
Is it inspirational?
is that a helpful thing from a creative point or not?
No, I mean, not really. Not really. It doesn't really. It hasn't entered my kind of creative process at all. Like,
Is that?
I mean, incrementally, it will. You know, things will change, and you know, things are going like that. You've got Bernie Sanders and Jeremy Corbyn. You've got Donald Trump, and you know, and like shit. Right? I mean, so it's kind of like what, you know, like everything's kind of reminiscent of like the 1930s, isn't it?
Yeah. Just a few. One word reaction.
Yeah, one word reaction. First
One word reaction.
Noun, adverb,
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
This isn't too much. Okay, so we'll start with an easy one. So that one there.
Well, are they going to be? Are the people going to be able to see this picture?
Yes, they're currently seeing a picture.
I mean, I just
Bernie.
see a you know, a happy man, a good man, and he's fierce. You know what I mean? That's not one word at all, but like. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know that guy.
This is somebody that we'll probably speak about in a moment.
I see a ball sack. I see an inflated ball sack of a human.
He looks particularly happy in that picture.
He does, yeah. Yeah, I see. Socks and sandals there.
Yeah, socks and sandals. I think the woolly jumper is quite nice as well.
Is that George Michael?
It's George Michael.
He's looking good, isn't he?
He is looking good in that picture.
I see sex. I see sex in his eyes.
With the glasses.
Yeah,
that's
true.
terrible.
They frame it, don't they?
Yeah. Strong leader.
Strong leader.
A very strong man.
Yeah.
Strong man.
It's a rare picture of him not on a horse.
Just like, it's a good face. That one. I like that.
Yeah, good face.
You know, started off a while.
You've got disillusion.
Oh God. Hey, I think that Donald Trump's an insult to fascism.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
at least fascists have an ideology. At least there's an ideological thing that they're. He has no ideology. He doesn't care about anything. He just cares about. He's literally just out for himself. So
Do you think he believes what he's saying?
I don't think he knows what he's saying. I think he believes what he's saying as he says it, and then he completely forgets what he said, and it doesn't matter anyway. The guy's just a complete imbecile.
I mean, you spent time in America. Are you surprised that this happened? Because a lot of Americans.
I am
are
actually
that
surprised.
this happened.
I am surprised because I've always considered America to be full of idiots, and it is. But I didn't think they were that. I didn't think the general populace was that stupid. I really don't think he can get in. And what do I know? But like, if you alienate half the population, I mean, I don't know. you know, he can't be getting any votes from anything other than kind of
Yeah.
right-wing white
Yeah.
people. Although how many are there in America? I don't know. There's a
Too
lot.
many.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what is that? What that group?
Yeah.
How about this guy?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, it's, you know, it's Karl Marx. He had some really great ideas. He had some really bad ideas. You know, but he's obviously changed the world completely.
Yeah.
You know, I see. I don't know, an alcoholic.
Well, I think we'll finish on that one.
Fucking hell.
It's a nice picture of it.
Looks leathered, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. He probably, to be fair, he probably was.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking lizard man.
The
The green lizard.
Prince Charles.
Do you think more celebrities, more songwriters, more
Yeah.
artists need to get involved in that world?
The political
The
world.
political world, the being able to comment on.
Yeah,
Those people
I would
with
like
opinion.
to see that happen. Yeah, I would like to see that happen. But
Yeah.
you know, that yeah. I mean, it's a shame that people are so vacuous. Of course, it's a shame. But you know,
Yeah.
what can you do?
What can you do?
Fuck it. Forget it. It's over.
Well, so do you ever like kind of have anarchic beliefs then? Like,
No, I don't. But, I mean, for me, I always thought that anarchy really was. I mean, you know, yes, I have very anti-authoritarian beliefs and blah blah blah. But anarchy is a broad church. You know, it's like yes, well, but really, I think, you know, almost what we have, the system in place now is almost an anarchy. Really, you know, what I mean, it's like there's no real law for the people that are fucking on the top. You know, I don't know.
Do you think that's a justification for people to be like, you know? I mean, that idea of Marx's revolution, and is that a justification for that, or
A justification for what?
for using that violent protest, or or is there never a justification for that?
No, I think there was. I believe that there can be a justification for violent protest. You know, I mean, I think it doesn't. These things don't have to be justified. You know, theoretically.
Yeah.
They're like reactionary. They're expressions. I mean, it's like a reflex. So, you know, I genuinely believe that. You know, you fucking push someone and they will eventually kick back. You know.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's the way it is. You know, I'm not with it. Maybe not yet. Not today.
so what's the future for Fat White Family then?
Well, we've got. No, the future's all right. We're going to sell out.
Is it? So that's not.
No, I mean we're just going to sell out.
We're going to sell out. Okay. Right, okay. Yeah.
No, I don't know. The future's. It looks all right at the moment. We've got another record. I wrote a record when I was in rehab. I wrote a record. I've written a kind of lounge music crooner record. I said we're going to put that out. That's going to be the next thing we do. It's going to change everything because the live show will become very mellow. I think we need to relax a little bit.
Take it down.
Yeah.
Do you think the fans will like that?
I don't care.
Okay, that's refreshing. Okay.
Some of them will.
So, yeah.
You know, if you alienate half your fan base, you make the other half like even more kind of even stronger. Then that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make of, I don't know, when you're talking about that, like, of bands and the representation and how many women there are in bands and female, I mean, there was that picture of the Reading and Leeds lineup last year, wasn't there?
Was it penis heavy?
Where you took away all the bands that had no women and thought of that. I mean, you're quite, like I say, you're very good. Do you think that needs to change? Do you think or do you think that's just it's a natural way that tends to be the world of that and other worlds?
Ooh, yes. I mean, I think anyone would like to, you know, but at a certain level, the women have a kind of much stronger presence in kind of pop music and stuff like that, I guess. But Reading Festival is a festival for teenage boys, you know, who want to like set their tents on fire and listen to kind of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you know, I don't know. I don't want to go to Reading, so I don't know why anyone else would.
Yeah. You did Glastonbury.
Yes.
How
I know. I'll be doing it this year. So we said.
No, you did last year. How's it? As a festival, how was it?
It's good. I liked it. I mean, I moved in the waves. I felt high and then I felt low. I mean, I saw some pretty horrendous things that made me want to kind of kill everyone there. I was at the Stone Circle, which is where everyone goes in the morning when they're still high, and I saw this hippie mum with she was holding her baby, like the baby's head was like that, and like she wasn't supporting the head of the baby, and she was like dancing with it to drum and bass, and she was doing a laughing gas balloon, like with that with her baby, and I was like, fucking hell, this is awful. She needs to be like lined up and shot. Spoiled, horrible, fucking hippie disgustingness. But it was fun. Yeah, I mean it was pretty mad. We're not doing it this year, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. It was the daytime show you did last year, wasn't it? Which it doesn't.
We did a 4:30. We played at 4 in the morning at one show, and then we played the next day in the daytime. We played 4 to 4, which was nice. Which was fun.
And is that a venue type of performance? Quite special, isn't it?
The Glastonbury.
Yeah.
I can't really remember it. And I think at that stage, that point in my life last year, I wasn't really interested in playing at all. I was actually just kind of a pain in the arse. I didn't want to do it, so I only really had any. About the actual gigs were kind of negative experiences, which is a shame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, but it's a good place to play. It's a good thing. I like Glastonbury. I really like it.
Yeah. Okay, so the third album.
Yeah.
Anywhere near?
Well, no, it's nearly finished. We've nearly written it. It's nearly been written. I've done a load of demos that I'm really happy with, and we've got a title for it, which is Good Riddance to Bad Jagger.
Can we ask the meaning behind it?
Well, basically it's kind of a concept album about a kind of crooner guy, a slightly racist crooner who like has a residency in a dive bar on the outskirts of Las Vegas. It's kind of based on Andy Colton's alter ego, Tony something. You know the guy I'm talking about?
I don't.
Anyway, and he's within the story of this record. The guy has he's kind of this like fantasy about killing Mick Jagger. He hates Mick Jagger, so kind of ties in with the theme of the whole record.
Do you have fantasies about killing Mick Jagger as well? Or?
Oh yeah, don't we all? Have you ever seen Let's Work?
No.
He wrote a kind of Thatcherite anthem called Let's Work.
Right.
Look it up on YouTube. The lyrics are like, I'm not going to slave for you, I'm not going to pay for you if you're lazy.
Right. Okay.
If you're lazy, and he's got this video. He's like running down the kind of like a green screen, like early green screen video. He's running down the street with labourers and like kind of like African like kind of tribal people like running next to him, like high fiving him. Let's work.
That sounds terrifying.
It's funny. It's horrendous. It really is.
Political correctness gone mad.
Yeah, that's
Something's gone mad. Yeah. Mick's gone mad.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and so that's the theme for the next album, and that's.
Yeah, but I mean that's the theme now.
I mean,
I'm sure it will deviate as the process of making it.
Do you like the studio experience of recording it?
That's really what I do like. That's really what I love to do. Gigs are fun, but I don't. The sound of our band live is not something that I necessarily enjoy that much. I don't think we sound. I think it's all just very energy based, and it's just all about kind of spectacle.
Yeah.
And we get a bit of kind of flack from people saying, you don't sound the same as you do on record. Like your records don't live up to the live thing. And for me, it's the records are about kind of making the songs, containing them, making them more sparse and I don't know. I think there's more to think about with the recordings. I mean, that's what I really enjoy, producing and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I love doing that. Yeah.
Okay. If you had a message for the rest of the music industry,
look into the camera.
A message for the music industry.
It can be, yeah.
I don't. I genuinely don't have a message for the music industry. I mean, I'm sorry.
No. That in itself is it.
Okay,
Because
that's my message. Then.
I think if we had Mick Jagger here, I think he might look into the camera and I think it'd say something very specific of what he wants it to be.
Yeah.
Whereas, then I think actually he's saying, do what you want.
Yeah, just do it. Do what you want. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's the perfect answer to a badly put question. Nice. Right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Oh man, thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Right.
Cheers. Okay, so we're currently walking out of the venue now. This is weird because we have literally no idea where we're going. I think we went to a box office, didn't we? Okay, we're definitely stuck in here. Oh, there's a disabled Lou in there. Where are we going, Gabe? Yeah, much like a lot of the... Oh, can we get out these? No, there's chains on them. Not on this one, though. No, it just doesn't say. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, so we're now leaving the. Oh, am I taking that? We're now leaving the where we just interviewed him from Fat White Family. It's a bit weird, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna say anything?
I don't think there's much to say.
There's not much to add, is there? Other than, I mean, what did you think of him?
He's a great guy.
He did seem like a great guy. And yeah. Like, I'm a bit unnerved by it all. I feel like that was too good to be true.
Yeah.
Were you fanboying a little bit?
I was not fan.
You were fanboying a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
I think it's been a great experience.
Oh, that were you? You think it's been a great experience?
I think it's been definitely intriguing and a bit of an eye-opener in
Okay.
more ways than one. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for watching the video.
Yeah,
This is
thanks
the end
a
of the
lot.
video.
I'll see you soon.
If you want more, just like say subscribe and point somewhere. That's what people do. Point. Just point. Okay, there we go. You can subscribe there.